The boxing world reacts to Teofimo Lopez versus Jamaine Ortiz decision. Was it a robbery? Wait till the end of the video to see how I scored the fight. But in the meantime, let's get into a couple rounds of this fight to see what mistakes Teo did, what Ortiz did good, and why people think it might be a robbery. Let's take a look at Teo's feet for a second. This is going to be the stem of most of his issues with being able to cut off the ring. So not only is he okay with taking the inside foot positioning too many times, also his stance is too bladed. In order to cut the ring off against Ortiz, he's going to have to bring this foot a little up and forward and this foot a little out. So again, on this attack, he loses the lead foot battle. He either chooses to take the inside foot positioner or Jamaine Ortiz's feet are too quick and he won't let him get the outside foot positioner. So this angle right here is a good angle that exemplifies why Teo wasn't able to cut off the ring. So the red line is where Teo is on and the blue line is the line that Ortiz is on. So with Ortiz having that outside foot positioning, his backhand is lined up with Teo's head, and Teo's hands are not really aligned with much. That's why he was missing so much throughout the night. When he would go to launch, Ortiz would just take a step to the right and Teo would just miss hitting the rope, swinging behind him and stuff like that. But it was mainly due to the fact that his feet was on the wrong line. Alright, so two things about this frame. That little hand slap down that Teo been doing the last few fights, I think he been doing a lot of wasted motion. He's trying to work his way on the inside, and when you're trying to work your way on the inside, you want to catch the shots, you want to block the shots, you want to roll with the shots, and you want to continue to work your way on the inside. He's been doing all these moves that he's seen fighters do back in the days, and I'm not exactly sure if he know why they're doing them or if they actually work. He just saw them done before. Second thing, I'm noticing when he steps with his lead foot, he steps heel first. And I remember I was doing a film study about Earl. I actually didn't do it on video, but I was just studying it myself as well. And I was trying to figure out why Earl's always off balance. And I noticed that Earl's always off balance because when he steps with his lead foot, he steps heel first instead of toe first. When you step heel first, you don't have quite as much balance as when you step toe first. So I just noticed Teofimo steps heel first, and it's probably the reason why he does have balance issues as well. And again, on this attack, he's much too bladed to be able to cut off the ring against Ortiz. Now this is the 50-50 zone that I was speaking of in my film study. Teofimo Lopez loves to live in his range, but Jamaine Ortiz has quick hands and quick feet as well. So watching this exchange, how he moves his foot from here to there in order to land a body shot here, and he got out the way there. So here he's squared up enough in order to cut off the ring, but then he blades right back up. I like this camera angle right here because this sequence right here is going to show by using the right angle with your feet, you could avoid being hit altogether. Alright, so when choosing to engage from this angle, Teo has himself aligned with Ortiz's backhand, and his two hands are aligned with the ropes or nothing. Once Ortiz changes the angle and continues to change the angle with Teo, Teo is not able to hit him with a shot. He almost reverse shuffled himself into a jab, but look how good his reflexes is. He was able to get out the way. So here he's using his cross guard right here. Now that cross guard is an old school defense that was probably best used to block uppercuts. Teo is attempting to block a jab with it when he should just slip, and that way he's able to load up on his shot like this. So here Teo was able to get the outside foot positioning, and that allowed him to land right to the body. Ortiz timing was real good, plus his hands and his feet was fast. Watching this sequence, how he just beat Teo to the punch. So another reason Teo was having issues cutting off the ring is he was launching from the wrong range. He would be launching from too far out, and Jamaine Ortiz's feet was plenty quick to get him out of the way in time. It was a lot of wasted motion in this move, and Jamaine Ortiz didn't fall for any of it. He just took his time and popped his jab. Because Teo is so athletic and explosive, he can break his fundamentals and still be successful and still score points, but he falls in love with this too much. He's angled too far inside, so he literally shoots right past his target. Right here with this move, he closes the distance well. He also keeps his hands up to block that shot that Ortiz throws, then throws his own counter. It doesn't land, but look at where he's at. He's in good position. And then what does he do? He steps out of range, allowing Ortiz to escape. Alright, so in this sequence, Ortiz makes one of the few mistakes that he makes during the fight. And it's a mistake that I mentioned in my film study. It's clear that he watched the film and he went back and he cleaned up and he tightened up on a lot of his mistakes. But here he lunges in with the backhand and he's caught with a counter right hand. Alright, look at the ring IQ of Ortiz right here. Teo does a pretty good job at cutting off the ring, but when he gets there, he throws. Ortiz frames him, uses the leverage from being a lower man, pushes off, spins, and turns around to attack Teo before Teo got the chance to attack him. Then when Teo tried to turn on his offense, he just tied Teo up. Complete veteran move. So Teo comes out with a real active lead hand. And the active lead hand is good, but if you're not equally fighting for the foot positioning, the active lead hand won't do you much well. You can use it all you want, but if your foot is not in the right position, it's not going to do you that well. Ortiz has a good idea where his feet need to be in order for him to strike. But in this sequence, he made a mistake. He got his feet off the line, but he lunged forward over his feet and he didn't get his head off the line. Alright, in this sequence, Ortiz is going to throw out a little light, faint jab. And Teofimo, instead of slipping it and stepping to the left, he decides to slap it down. But if he would have just stepped to the left and slipped it, he could have got closer to his opponent and he could have changed the angle, whereas though Ortiz wasn't able to escape to the right. Now this is just good footwork by Ortiz. He's not allowing Teo to set his feet in order to punch. He also is beating him at the foot angle, and he has pretty good timing as well. All right, so how did I score the fight? Before we get into the fight, I want to say it was a fight where it wasn't a whole lot of action in it. And it was a fight that was kind of hard to judge. It's a fight that needs to be judged like all fights do, regardless if you like this style that's in the ring. It has to be judged, right? So with that saying, I heard some opinions saying Ortiz deserves to lose the fight because of the style fight he's fought. But that can't be true in judging a fight, because the style he fought, nothing was illegal about it. He didn't get any points deducted. He fought in a manner of hit and not get hit, which is exactly what boxing is. If you watch the entire fight over again, you will see that Ortiz did let his hands go just as much as Lopez did. It just wasn't a fight where you've seen a lot of action, and you see these fights like this when you have two similar styles, or you have two real quick opponents, and you have two opponents at a high level in there, and we just didn't get a lot of action because of that. It was two fighters in there thinking on a high level. But on to my scores. So me personally, I had the fight 115, 113 in favor of Ortiz, with 4 swing rounds. So for 4 very close, very hard to score rounds, meaning if someone said they had to fight a draw, I would be fine with that. If someone said they had Ortiz up a little more than I had, that would be fine with that. If they had Teo up a little more than Ortiz, I would be fine with that, because it was a very close fight. I can't say it was a robbery because the 2 majority cards made the decision, but the 117, 111 card, that's just, come on now.
Come on, son.
Go ahead, throw that other card out. Sometimes during fights there is a outlier card like that, but if you look at it, it was a tough fight. I don't think it was a robbery, but I do think that it was a tough fight, and it was a very hard to score fight, and it's a fight that I really would not like to see again. That's it. Get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought of the fight. Let me know if you share the opinion that Ortiz deserves to lose the fight because he fought off the back foot the entire night, or if you're a person who appreciates a back foot fighter and you understand as long as you're countering with your back foot fighting, then you're not running. But get down in the comments. I'm out of here.
Boxing is about, you fight everybody. If you claim you the best, you gotta fight the best. You know what I'm saying? You don't duck and you don't pick and you don't choose. Hey, you get your butt kicked, you get your butt kicked.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody ruthless. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from Nairclaw. There's no one that can match me. My style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. And I'm just ferocious. I want your heart.
I ain't got no case fighters there. These motherfuckers, they can't fight. And that's the truth.